Animals are the most affectionate and impersonal creatures in the world. When it comes to protecting a host, they're ready to take away a snake, defy a huge bear, and chase away a robber. In this episode, you'll see insane moments when animals save people's lives. Who said that dogs turn on the mode and care and protection only when something or somebody threatens their host's life? This video, for example, proves that even the smallest four-legged creature will look after its favorite hostess. This Labrador noticed that the woman completed her things and was about to take the chair. She was at an elderly age and could accidentally forget that there was no chair under her. To minimize the chance to fall, her dog started to move the chair close to her bum. Of course, she appreciated this kind of help and decided to show the whole world what a loyal and kind helper she had. There are cases when one really needs help, along with this, as soon as possible, but there's nobody around. No one except for a dog. Those who do not know anything will think that the unlucky creature is deemed for death. Anyway, that's not the case. The next video shows that even if a man has a stroke, his loyal dog will be ready to sacrifice its comfort just to support him. The girl imitated trouble and started to intensively jerk herself on the floor and make such movements that are made involuntarily when a stroke occurs. The dog accurately got under its hostess's head and lay correspondingly so that she didn't hit herself against the floor and did not block her respiratory ways. In general, dogs are, as it seems to me, ideal helpers for their parents. You feed them and keep warm, whereas they pay you with care for small children, just like in this clip. A girl went outdoors and found herself surrounded by a herd of cows. Some of them started to talk back. However, a single swing and command of the small girl were enough so that the dog would jerk towards the offenders and let them know, "You better not mess with it." It seems to me that cows were completely shocked at the moment. They were so big and strong and superior in number and had to keep a distance from a small girl and a dog. This is what self-confidence and loyalty means. Interestingly, cases from the internet show that a kind four-legged helper will be ready to save a person even when he's dozens of feet away, as if the dog feels that its friend or host is in trouble and ruthlessly runs to his help. The shepherd dog from this clip, for example, saw its host drowning in a neighbor's swimming pool and ran to its host for help, came down the stairs, jumped into the water, and carried him to the wall he could get a hold of. The dog did a good job. Along with this, dogs are quick at orienting themselves, taking right decisions, not only when their host drowns or convulses, but also when an intruder visits them. You don't have to explain to your four-legged friend, once again, that nobody waits for this person. It was in the state of Oklahoma. An unexpected guest came to a woman. The first one he met was a loyal dog of the hostess. The dog decided not to bark or bite the man. Who knows, the hostess could have expected him. However, as the intruder caught the woman's eyes, she cried out with fear. The dog understood everything and started to chase him away with all its might. The man had nothing to do but leave the territory as soon as possible. All parents must know that you have to treat children carefully and respectfully. Even dogs know that. The hostess decided to check what would happen if she took the belt and goes directly to her son with it. As it was found out, the four-legged friend started to protect him. The dog got on its way and warned that she should not do so. When the dog understood that the woman didn't alter her mind, he snatched the belt right out of her hand. It's simply the thing that's not allowed. The next story happened to a woman from Florida that was at home alone together with her dogs. At that moment of the stroke, she was 62 years old. As she told me later, she could not move at all and felt awful. Dogs understood this and ran out of the house. But not out of fear or wishing to avoid problems, but to ask for help from the neighbor. They brought her to their own flat and showed what was happening to their best friend. The neighbor called an ambulance, whereas workers came and managed to save the life of the Florida resident. 3 days later, Hatcher, this is how a woman from the story is called who suffered from insult, came back home to her loyal pets and continued to recover in a calmer place. She was sure that nothing threatened her there. After all, she had her two friends by her side, ready to help in any, even the most unexpected and tense situation. Somebody has one's life rescued by two Labradors, whereas a small girl from this video, for example, could always be sure that her favorite and most loyal German Shepherd could always help her. People decided to make an experiment and check its reaction to an unexpected guest who would approach the small one too closely and will be armed. Here's what came out of this. The man was coming a few feet closer to the girl when the shepherd that was watching from the doorstep what was happening ran to the girl for help and clugged to the hand of the potential offender. She weakened its grip just when the girl asked for help and jerked several times at the collar. I understand that the dog was on guard and parents could be calm. Someone may think that dogs can do nothing but defend an object, attacking everybody moving closer to them. However, they're dead wrong. In fact, they're incredibly clever and loyal, which is not less important. Even if a person lost his legs, the favorite dog would be ready to push his wheelchair on its own. Difficult to believe in what's happening in this video, but it's true. A loyal dog goes for a walk with its host, helping him get around. The only thing the man is doing is that he sets out the direction of movement and gives commands to go or stop. It's exactly that the next clip will make you worry. The situation happened in 2022. The host was walking outdoors together with her favorite dog, thinking about nothing. At some point, she even stared at something and lost control of the situation, which was not in vain. She was lucky that her loyal dog didn't distract for a single second and noticed a car approaching them at a high speed. The driver lost his way and jumped a curb. The dog pulled at the collar sharply and carried her hostess with. If the four-legged creature had done this at least a second later, the girl could have lost her life. The car developed a speed of more than 60 miles an hour. It seems to me that after such cases, dogs will be awarded with medals for courage. The video with animals saving people's eyes is a very good thing. However, let us look at these surprising shots to make a difference. The first one shows a small boy playing golf with his ball falling into the water. The child tried to take it away, seriously risking his health. Naturally, his loyal dog understood everything and was ready to catch him in the jacket and hold on to the ground. Such care. Our next shot was taken by surveillance camera set on the road in the States. According to it, the girl was attacked by a giant snake, rather for the sake of self-defense. However, that was not what the eagle thought. It flew up and restored justice, letting the lady go her way. It started to deal with the crawler. This story happened in the state of New Hampshire. The surveillance camera set by the doorstep shows an ordinary pet dog who had managed to chase away a bear. Four-legged friend was not afraid of going out when this huge predator stood right by the door. It would have been a different matter if the dog would have just observed this or barked from the outside. However, the latter started to bark at the giant and show the pinto creature where it had to go. What struck me even more is that the bear didn't start to argue, came down the stairs, and peacefully left the territory. Meanwhile, the dog came back to its native and warm house as a hero. Those are not only dogs who can defy a wild bear. It turns out that cats are also ready to commit such a courageous action. It's not known what motivates them, but the cat Vasya, for example, was ready to ruthlessly engage in battle with a pintoed animal. A family couple was resting in the forest and encountered a bear who went out of the forest at the smell of skewered meat. However, the cat managed to calm down the beast who stood between his host and the bear as a stone wall. To seem bigger, the cat stretched itself and stood still, not breaking into a run. What did it lead to? To the fact that the bear didn't even want to come out victorious. The excessive confidence of the cat brought him and his family a flawless victory and a calm supper. Each person in the world can feel sad, especially if this person is a fragile and tender girl, right like in this clip. The lady felt unwell, and she gave a free ride to her feelings and burst crying right in front of her cat. The pet felt such a pity for his hostess that he jumped to her knees and then cuddled up to her heart and started to rub with its snout. It seems to me that with such incredible support, this girl won't be afraid of any difficulties, right? I hope that she feels much better soon. Beware of a dog? Do you think that it's for nothing that people write this? They bluff. Not so. Even if they have no German Shepherd, Rottweiler, or other muscled dogs at home, you may quite find a strong and self-confident helper the size of a pineapple. It would freely chase away an intruder, to such an extent that the surveillance camera will just show his heels. And now to be serious, what frightened this robber? The fact that he was noticed, or this dog? Write in the comments what you think of this. And now we have a dramatic counteraction between a dog and a feathered extremist. The goose did not like a person who penetrated its territory. to such an extent that it decided not to be ceremonious and clung to his jacket. The true four-legged helper noticed this terror and also grabbed the goose. In general, each of them showed what he's capable of, but nobody suffered. The feathered creature let the person alone, whereas the dog bore no grudges. In general, dogs don't have to care about unnecessary things. They should better remember their way home. Who knows what may happen? In Shaanxi province in the central part of China, a poor man felt bad. His relatives called the ambulance. However, because of the flat location in a narrow alley, it could have taken a long time for the workers to find the entrance. It was lucky that the affected had a loyal dog that took initiative and quickly ran out of the house, met the ambulance, and showed them the destination point. This helped win time, and the man was rescued. In fact, dogs always control the situation and make sure that nobody would get injured or hurt, especially if there are children at home. This four-legged friend, for example, played with a small girl. As it noticed that she wanted to go upstairs, it did not allow her to do so. The dog perfectly understood that it's not safe to use stairs without the supervision of adults at such an age. You'd better wait for someone or continue playing downstairs. Speaking of how dogs care for somebody, they're careful not only with children but adults as well. This way, the surveillance camera in the next story showed a dog that noticed a snake. The four-legged creature was quick to run to its host, distracted him from his cellular phone, and made leave until the snake disappeared. Who knows? Maybe it's dangerous and poisonous. In fact, if I'd been you, I would not have worried about the man's health, but about the crawler in our last situation. The thing is that dogs can react to them in a different way, especially when it comes to their host protection. In the next case, for example, a dog who noticed a venomous snake close to his friend decided not to be ceremonious and grabbed it with its teeth, shook it a couple of times, and sent it to space. Leave a like if you've also thought that similar scenes happen only in cartoons. I say everything was in order with the snake. The dog didn't hurt it. The helper was just eager to chase away the venomous guest from his host and drove to such desperate shifts. Here's another one who can risk its health to help a man. This is a kangaroo. Yes, I was also surprised that this creature could lend support to people. As far as I've seen on the internet, on the contrary, they try to avoid contact with us and live separately. However, everything was otherwise here. The kangaroo noticed that an aggressive feathered creature got at the man and started to pull it away from its friend. As a result, the animal managed to do so and received tasty food as a reward. As far as I'm concerned, everything worked out honestly and right. Do you agree? Did you know that dogs can help people not only in the swimming pool but in the sea, in their warm house, or outdoors in good weather, as well as in the winter when the snow is everywhere? I was also surprised that there are dogs who specially prepare themselves for such incredibly difficult saving expeditions. In this video, for example, a courageous dog passed a training course in winter conditions and did it well. It managed to smell the man, make way for him, and let him be free. It's almost impossible to do this without the help of four-legged creatures, at least because of snow that reduces sounds the victim utters, whereas people can smell as good as dogs do. On the other hand, as we've already understood, dogs feel perfectly when their best friend is in trouble. In this short clip, for example, the dog quickly realized that a small girl needed support. The pet ruthlessly came to the defense. If only everybody could have such bodyguards. That's about it. Write in the comments what case surprised you most of all. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel.